Then let's do it. Then let's bring them in. Joshua and Adam, thank you so much for joining us. Joshua Jacobs and Adam Heieck putting together their companies together to try to grow the game through junior golf. We really appreciate you guys coming on today.
How y'all doing?
We're doing well. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks. Joshua, I want to ask you first, how did this all get started, and what really kind of led you guys down this path to kind of partner up and try to grow the game through junior golf?
Well, Adams and my organization, we follow this player pathway that's talked about so often, and, TGA is really in the customer acquisition business for the golf industry. We're breaking down barriers to entry for new juniors and adults to come into the industry by bringing golf into schools and community-based organizations, churches, temples, really anywhere where families exist. And we bring an after-school program into those areas, and then we create this seamless transition to golf courses. And much like what you were talking about with Topgolf, that's the big, non-green grass topic these days with growing the sport. I like to say sport because we're in the Olympics now, and I think golf is a sport. So Adam and I have put together this seamless transition from non-green grass to green grass facilities by creating a value proposition for our customers that's second to none. When you can make that transition from building a passion in schools, community-based organizations, et cetera, and you build that passion for golf, and then you can get them to the golf course, for little to no investment on a parent's part to get them on that golf course and experiencing it and feeling the passion that we all have, this thing just made a lot of sense.
All right, let's do this, Josh, because I want to make sure, because I know Dennis introduced this, but let's get very clear with our listeners here and our audience as to, first of all, Josh, you tell us about your organization. Give us, 45 seconds on your organization, and then flip it. And Adam, you go next and talk about the organization, TGA, and what it does. So we have a sense of the two organizations, and then we can talk a little bit more about the marriage, where you want to go, how you want to get there. So, Josh, you first.
So I kind of describe what TGA Premier Sports is all about in terms of our programming. We believe that sports change lives, and we make sports, especially golf, accessible to the general public, and we bring it to where it's not and break down those barriers to entry for junior golf. You guys were talking about riding your bike to the golf course. That just doesn't happen anymore. Kids are so busy. It's a different day and age than it was back then. So by bringing a program to where the kids already are, it really does help that transition and that customer acquisition into the industry. And from there, we transition them to partner golf courses. We provide camps, clinics, leagues, parent-child events, family events, et cetera, and we really concentrate on introductory and recreational programming, and from there we pass them along to PGA professionals, other higher-level programming after we instill that passion for the sport.
Okay, Adam?
Sure. So Youth on Course was designed to give kids access, right? And we primarily focus on access to opportunities. That is subsidized rounds of golf. So a kid can sign up nationwide for a nominal fee. Typically, it's about $20, and then go play more than 1,200 golf courses for $5 or less. We also have some job opportunities, caddy programs, paid high school internships, and then a national college scholarship program for kids who are high school seniors. But this, I was just listening to Josh describe it. I mean, just this perfect marriage of getting a club in a kid's hand, right? Getting them interested, giving them that opportunity that TGA provides, and then they've got to be able to go use it, right? So a $5 green fee almost takes cost completely out of the conversation for most families, and that's why I'm so excited about kind of this marriage of these two organizations.
Well, the thing that's so interesting, because I love it, because I grew up playing golf. Why did I do it? More than anything, I fell in love with it. My grandpa asked me wanted to play, and I had the opportunity to play there. But my mom was, she was a single mom. My mom and dad got divorced when I was 10 years old. And it was daycare for me, basically. I'm not going to get in trouble, and I'm going to be taken care of. And if you don't have to pay the daycare things for the younger kids, and there's a place that you how much trouble can you get at a golf course? Really, I'm serious. And it's actually you're putting money in the pockets of the families for a lot of them at the younger ages. Are you not?
Absolutely. It's funny. I got an email a year or two ago from a mother in San Francisco who basically said, for $100 you can't go to dinner and a movie with a family of four. And she was talking about how difficult it was to find things to do as a family, and their family dynamic had been challenged. And she said, our kids are golfers. They love to play golf, whether it's, TGA or other activities. And we can't go play Harding Park. But now Youth on Course comes along, and it's $5 for both our kids, and maybe we pay a twilight rate, and it's something we can do as a family together. And that's, I think that points to the opportunities that Josh is talking about as well.
I think it's so fantastic that there are many organizations around the country trying to do more to get young people at that first touch point with the game. I also feel, having spent some time working in some of these programs and working alongside, the LPGA, USGA girls golf program and some of the others, that one of the issues that we face in this game is not just getting people introduced to the game, but retention is a very, very big thing. And kids specifically, forget the adults like me who don't have as much time as we used to have to play golf. But the attention span of a youngster, a child, is so low right now that their mind is going in a million different places. So I think to both of you, and I'll let you go first on this, Adam, how do you keep kids, once you give them that touch point, engaged to give them round 2, round 3, and build towards something?
One of the things that we were finding, and part of the reason we started Youth on Course, was there was just too many barriers, right? And then cost was one that we focused on, and it just became so expensive to keep kids in the game. And you got them excited, and then you're almost doing them a disservice by not allowing them to go play. And so that's where we focused our time. I think, personally, I think there's just so much focus on competition, and it needs to be fun for kids, right? You got to keep them engaged. It needs to be something that they can do with their friends and their families very, very easily. And so, this is an example of two organizations working together, I think, pretty seamlessly, where you can really, increase that retention rate.
Yeah. Josh, how many markets can you get this thing into and expand to this thing nationwide? I mean, this is Northern California right now. Give us a sense of where it is and where you see it all going and how many you can affect.
Well, I certainly think Adam can talk about Youth on Course and their expansion plans and where they're at now. TGA, we're in 31 states. We have around 70 markets captured, and we figure there's about 250 to 275 markets. We expand through a franchising model where people's compensation is directly linked to the number of consumers, participants, whatever we want to call them, that is brought into the industry. So literally these people's compensation, livelihood is based on growing the sport. And we did that 12 years ago. We got a number of calls from entrepreneurs and PGA and LPGA professionals who wanted to participate in this introductory program and not only feed their programs but also create a business out of doing what I think the industry has lacked for a long time. I think Adam had some great points about what we need to do for retaining people in the sport. Golf doesn't have a lot of the industry doesn't have a lot of programs that are focusing on introductory outside of golf courses. We're not really focusing on consumer acquisition. I think we do a pretty decent job at retaining consumers. Adam mentioned we got to make it fun. Certainly junior golf. If we're going to focus on junior golf, competition is becoming larger every year. But one of the big things that I think that's going to be key to retaining participants, consumers, whether it's adults or juniors, is the connection that they have at the local golf course, whether that's with their PGA or LPGA professional, to other members, to other people they play golf with. The connection that they have to their peers and to that location is really going to be key to continue to develop as this industry looks to kind of rebound.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
How before we run out of time here, I think it's important for us to give folks out there a way they can get in touch with you guys or learn more to get their kids involved and give them that first opportunity. Can you guys share that? Josh, you can take this one if you want.
TGA can be found at playtga.com. If anyone has any questions or industry or TGA related, they can always email me, Joshua at playtga.com. A very very open stance in our organization, and I'll throw it over to Adam for Youth on Course.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah, just youthoncourse.org. You can also get in touch with your state or regional golf association. We partner with on a nationwide basis to get this, implemented. And Adam at Youth on Course or at YOC Golf on our social channels.
Well, how many places and markets are you in, Adam, right now for Youth on Course?
We are 33 states. In Canada, about 70,000 active members in Youth on Course.
Wow. This is really, really cool. I mean, for me, I was blessed with something like that where I had the golf course. If you have a course that's close and the kid can get there, or the parent, can get them there, it is a great place to have a kid. And I think you make a great point about how everybody's changed and the way the dynamics have changed, and kids are so brought into so many outside distractions now. For me, golf was my distraction. It was everything. That's all I ate, slept, drank, and thought about. And I think you guys are starting to understand that you're getting kids that get hooked on this. That's all they think about too, isn't it? And that's really where you're kind of bringing people and kids that might be in an area where they could get in trouble and do something because they're bored, and that you get distracted and you go and do something stupid instead of maybe find something that's beneficial. I think this is awesome. This marriage just is incredible, man, that you guys were able to put this together.
Hey, Dennis, you know what we need to do before we let them go? I mean, we need to put them on the spot.
Right.
Hey, guys, you only get 10 seconds to give us this answer because you can't think about it for very long. But if we're going to put it out there for our listeners and we have to weigh in, we're giving you Ricky Fowler or Jordan Spieth, two guys who were great young golfers once upon a time who found their way up through programs. Who's going to have the better year, better finish in the FedEx Cup standings in 2019-2020 season? Fowler or Spieth? Adam, you first.
I'll take Fowler.
Fowler for Adam. Josh, who you got?
Completely agree.
Ooh, very interesting.
We had the California boy up in San Francisco take the California boy, but I'm a little surprised with Josh's one. They're both really quick to do it. I mean,
I know.
I haven't made my decision yet, guys. So
that's
there
so
is no
lame.
wrong answer. It's such
so
a tight
lame.
thing. I don't think it's a simple one right now, as Jordan turned it around and done those things. But we really appreciate your guys' time. Thank you so much for joining us. We got to get you on more because this is stuff that really means something to me. I was asked, would I like to play golf? I tried it, fell in love with it, and I was afforded the opportunity to continue to play. And that's the thing. You got to love it. Golf's not cheap, and they've made it affordable for that family right now. That single mom.
Josh,
single
Adam,
dad.
thanks so much. We appreciate your time today.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.